You know, if I was 20 years old, I would be, but I'm not surprised. You know, people do what they do. And also as far as a national anthem or an international anthem, we're not going to take it as this thing that's bigger than any of us could have ever imagined. So the fact that that people were singing "We're Not Going to Brexit" on the steps of Parliament 2 years ago, and that wound up on the BBC. Someone filmed it and sent me the video of hundreds of people singing "We're Not Going to Brexit." The fact that a guy running for the president of Honduras right now has decided to rewrite the song "We're Not Going to Take It" for his political campaign. The fact that the president of Spain currently is using "We're Not Going to Take It" in his political campaign, regardless of the legality or non-legality of the song and the usage and the personalities involved in using it, whether you like them, you don't like them, whether you find them disgusting, despicable, or you agree with them. The fact is that it's so much bigger than us that I'm constantly amazed at the resonance that the song has, and that it covers such a broad swath of philosophies, you know, from the left and to the right. So, of course, we got a lot of bad emails of people because people do not understand what happens when a politician uses a song. They think that the artist must somehow endorse that person, and they also think or assume the artist is being paid a lot of money for it. So the first thing that happens is you get attacked, meaning us. How could you do this? And how much, you know, like you're just nothing but a bunch of whores. And of course, nothing is farther from the truth. If anybody understood how this works, they know that the artist doesn't get paid a penny, no matter what happens in these situations, regardless whether it's licensed, not licensed. We don't get a cent. And especially when the person rewrites it, it has nothing to do with the artist. It has to do with the owner of the rights to the song. We don't own the song. The song is owned by a music publishing company. So the only thing that's bad is that we are assumed to be connected to this guy. This guy obviously was not liked by a lot of people, I guess fans of ours or that side of the political spectrum. So they assume that we somehow supported him, and we got a lot of bad publicity from it. And someone may say, well, any publicity is better than no publicity. Yes and no. These days, the political world is so supercharged and so alienating. And you don't want to be associated with somebody that people really don't like. And in Clive's case, his arrogance, I don't think he thought he was going to be sued. That's really what I think. I think what's weird for him is that he tried to negotiate with the owners of the song. Are you aware? Yes, of this a little bit?
I read that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he first approached them and said, "I want to rewrite the song." Now I don't even understand what "we're not going to cop it" means, because I'm not Australian. So what does the phrase "we're not going to cop it" mean as a slang term?
Exactly the same as "take it."
We're not going to take it.
I'm not copying that. You know what I mean? You know, it's like,
all right, we're not going to. Okay, so there you go. So first of all, we're not going to copy it. I didn't quite get what that is. Secondly, he tried to negotiate a deal, and then he didn't like the terms of the deal, so he went off and did it himself, thinking he wasn't going to be prosecuted for it, which is unbelievably arrogant in his case. Because had he not done that, I wouldn't have been surprised. The fact that he tried to negotiate and then decided didn't want to do it. And from what I understand, he is being fined 10 times what would have cost him to just, you know, because the company was going to let him do it. Which, by the way, they don't need to ask us our permission for that either. And they were prepared to do a deal with him. And then he said he disappeared, did it himself. And from what I understand, the settlement, well, not the settlement, but the fine was $1.5 million or the equivalent, whatever the Aussie equivalent is, which is 10 times what it would have cost him to just pay. And this guy is extremely wealthy, correct?
Yes.
So obviously this was purely just arrogance on his part.
Yeah.